So I ran down, and Continental was very nice, and they go to Amtrak, run down, buy a ticket on Amtrak, and get there. But I posted this all on Facebook to the point that when I landed in Logan, I had all these messages from Michael going, "Oh my God, you better be there. Where are you? Why haven't you called me back? I read Facebook." And I actually beat Michael to Ken's Steakhouse. So kind of funny. What I look at, though, when we had such a success last week with so many people, I don't want to have, I want to make sure that in 2012 that we add another 20 members to the Massachusetts House of Representatives. That's when we're really seriously becoming a competitive party. If we had won the governor's office, it would have been great, but it would have been another battle in 4 years. By electing more representatives, we are building the farm team, so don't get discouraged. And my goal is to elect another 20 members to the House and another 5 to the state Senate. We can't give up. Democrats, look, the Democrats are going to fight us at every turn we have. I mean, if you go on my blog, you'll see that every single day there's 5. 2 of them are actually paid Democratic operatives just to write "I hate Holly" all over my blog, and "I stink" and "I'm an idiot." But and I think great if that's how they're wasting their time, because they're not out there helping any Democrats get elected to office. So I don't mind. I've kind of developed a thick skin on it. But the Democrats are going to fight us at every turn. If you look at what's happened with the Peter Durant situation, if you've been in any of my campaign schools, I always tell everybody you can't win by 50% plus one vote. It's just not feasible here in Massachusetts to do that. Peter Durant is the perfect case. He won by 4 votes. They took it back. The ballot boxes were tampered with. They took the ballot down to 1. They took it to court. Democratic appointed judge overturns the election, and now he has a special election. Sean O'Connell's campaign, we won by about 44 votes. During the first recount, we walk in there, and the first recount where we were recounting where Shauna had won. And so we thought, okay, we're going to pick up some votes, and that should be enough to maybe get us over to that 1%, or just, kind of shut up Fagan finally. And he was walking around, we were counting what were supposed to be our good precincts with this really big grin on his face. And I said, something's really wrong, something's really wrong. Well, the first ballot box they open up, there are 18 missing ballots. All 18 of them happened to have voted for Shauna. All 18 of them. Just, it was a Democrat miracle for them. And so obviously we weren't too happy. As Shauna said, I looked like I was going to pass out. But at one point we started talking about securing the ballots, and we were having a real big fight. And Fagan started making a joke about, well, Taunton City Hall is no Fort Knox, ha ha ha, which meant the rest of our victory was going to disappear. And fortunately, that call that I made to the lawyer was to former U.S. Attorney Mike Sullivan to be our attorney in this. And so at that point, Mike Sullivan turned to now former state representative Jim Fagan and said, I put people in jail for this type of stuff. And the whole look on the whole city hall, everybody that was associated with his side went, oh, uh-oh. And so when we went to do the second set of recounts, surprisingly, no ballots went missing, and the look on Fagan's face is like, what, nobody stole the ballots for me? And they're like, not with Mike Sullivan here. He was going to send somebody to jail. So you got to be vigilant in everything you do. The Democrats are going to fight us no matter what. Whether you win by 1 vote or if you win by 44 votes, they're going to try to take it away. If you look at what's going on today in the Massachusetts House of Representatives, you see Speaker DeLeo saying that this week in the Boston Herald, he said that he was going to fight against the waste on the EBT cards. Really? How long has he been there? Now he thinks he's got religion and that he's going to fight these things? I mean, seriously. I mean, he's trying to put, lipstick on a pig there. I mean, DeLeo's leadership, he says, he points a whole new leadership team. But he was the same guy back in December saying, oh, the whole probation department scandal, that's just business as usual. It's only business that they happen to hack up the probation department. If you watch the rules debate 2 weeks ago, when they debated, the Democrats all voted against having bills in print for 24 hours. Even down in Congress, we got that through, that they have to have things in print before, you know, simply they should read the bill before they vote on it, but not here in Massachusetts. Or my favorite is that the Democrats refuse to put committee votes online, so you don't know how they're voting in those committees. This is the Democratic leadership we have. Senator Therese Murray, she's another piece of work. You know, we have the whole Wilkerson situation, and she refused to testify at the sentencing hearing for Diane Wilkerson to say what Diane Wilkerson did was wrong. She didn't go. She thought it was okay. She was, you know, she's always the first one to say, well, you know, eventually, after the public kind of forced me, threw her out of the Senate. No, we all know we dragged her kicking and screaming, but when she was given the opportunity from the U.S. Attorney's Office to go testify and say what Wilkerson had done wrong, she didn't show up. She also screwed up the gambling bill. She's the person at fault, not DeLeo, not the governor. I mean, they're screw-ups anyways, but it's her, if you look at what's going on, it's her that's screwing it up. And then she's also been silent on the probation fight. You don't hear on the whole probation scandal. She has not said anything, but yet she was a culprit in the whole scandal. So we need to stay vigilant in fighting to take over Bacon Hill, as I love to call it. And here's some bills that we need to watch out that are coming up. I've been writing a lot on bills that are coming up for the Herald, so I see these things and I want to pull on my Herald. Stan Rosenberg has got a bill for creating a graduated income tax. I think we've killed that enough times, but yet they still have filed it. And Stan Rosenberg happens to be the same guy that's filed several bills to get rid of ballot questions. So to put the questions on the ballot, and he's also filed the question on graduated income tax. So if he was to get the graduated income tax in, then he'd pass also the bill to stop you from having ballot questions to repeal that. I mean, he's just a great profile of democracy. Kay Khan, she has already filed legislation to repeal our repeal on the alcohol sales tax. Then there's my favorite bill is that there is a senator that wants to put GPS locators in our firearms. So yes, so that they know who has firearms, who doesn't, and they have GPS locators. You've got Senator Cream, who wants to have and this is probably the scariest bill up there, same-day registration for voting, so that you can walk into the voting place and register to vote at the same time as the election. That just basically says they're going to steal every single election there ever was from us. We cannot allow that bill to get passed. There's another bill, Medicare for All. I love that one. Translators for taking your driver's license test. Personally, I think if you can't read English or if you can't speak English, then you've got bigger problems than taking a driving test. Then there's Representative Basile, who wants early retirement for Massport officials. Really, I mean, the guy's leaving, Tom Kenton's leaving right now, age 59, $495,000 for sick time, and they want early retirement for those Massport officials? Or how about the parking attendants that are getting paid $100,000? Personally, I'm not sure why they wouldn't want to work to 65 with that kind of pay, but you know, the early retirement, and to a certain extent, Bacon Hill doesn't get it. They don't see what's going on out in Wisconsin. They don't get it that we continue, that the taxpayers just don't have any more money to send in. So as a Republican consultant, I want to give you a couple final words on how do we fight all of this. And one of my favorite TV shows is Survivor. I love that show. I just love it, okay? But I could never survive without taking a shower for 39 days. I just, you know, other than that, I'd love to do it, but I'd need a shower. But if you look at what their logo says, it says outwit, outplay, and outlast. And that's the way we have to be in our election strategy going against the Democrats. Outwit, outplay, and outlast. And look, they're Democrats, so you're probably smarter than them to begin with. But let me go through that. One, what does it mean to outwit them? Well, we have to run smarter campaigns, and that means we've got to be more clever with dealing with the media. We've got to do better mail, better phones, better TV, whatever whatever you're going to use to get your message out to the voters. We have to play that smarter, and we have to also think about the whole overall strategy. When I did Shauna O'Connell's campaign down in the city of Taunton, everybody said there was just no way that Shauna could possibly win. Reagan had so much more money than us. He outspent us at least 4 to 1, maybe 5 to 1. He, is a Democratic city, entire district in the entire city of Taunton.